Boco's twin. Bill and Ben the twin engines work between the China Clay Quarry and Brendam Docks at the end of Edward's branch line. Like most harbours, Brendam is a very busy place, so Bill and Ben always have lots to do. But they're never too busy to have fun with the other engines, especially Boco the diesel. One morning, the shed foreman was looking at Bill and Ben as they were prepared for work.
Nameplates could do with a good polish,
he said to the drivers.
I'll take them off and give them a rub down while it's quiet.
This gave Bill an idea.
Let's play a trick on Boco,
he whispered to Ben. When Boco arrived at the harbour, there were trucks all over the place, very easy for small engines to hide amongst.
Bill, Ben, where are you?
called Boco.
Yoo-hoo, over here,
a voice replied. Boco saw a flash of yellow across the yard.
Who's that?
It's me, Ben. I brought you trucks.
Well, stay there, I'm coming over.
Boco had just started across the yard when he heard another whistle from the other side.
No, I'm over here,
said a cheeky voice. Again, Boco headed towards who he thought was Ben, but before he arrived...
Peep, peep, not there, Boco, I'm over here.
Oh dear, not again,
groaned Boco. He tried to work out who was who, but with no nameplates, it was impossible. The twins thought it a great joke and wouldn't stop calling and whistling to him. At last, Boco lost patience.
Look, whoever has got my trucks, would you please bring them over to me? I don't have time for this.
In the end, the twins gave in and gave Boco his trucks.
Spoil sport,
they cheeked.
It was only a bit of fun.
When Boco arrived at Wellsworth, he met Edward and told him about the twins.
They wouldn't find it funny if someone played tricks on them all the time, he grumbled.
How true, said Edward, and then he smiled. Actually, I've got an idea. Listen to this. Later that day, Bill and Ben were at the docks again when Edward arrived. You two had better behave yourselves. We've got a visitor due shortly.
Oh,
said the twins.
Who is it?
It's another diesel, just like Boco. He's from the mainland, but he works on a heritage line.
A heritage line?
asked Ben.
Yes, said Edward, like Stepney on the Bluebell Railway.
He's heard all about you two and he's coming to give Boco a hand. But he's very strict, so mind your P's and Q's.
Mind our what?
asked Bill. He means no more tricks, laughed their drivers. Come along, back to work. Bill and Ben scuttled off, while Edward smiled to himself. All afternoon, the twins kept a lookout for Boco's twin. They waited all evening, and when night came, their visitor still hadn't arrived.
You know, I reckon Edward was pulling our wheels, said Ben,
as they went back to their shed.
Yeah,
agreed Bill.
I reckon Boco's twin doesn't exist at all.
Oh, yes, I do,
boomed a loud voice. Bill and Ben jumped. Then the shadow of a large diesel pulled up alongside the shed.
Who's that?
They quivered.
I am Kobo, Boco's twin, and you must be Bill and Ben. I've heard a lot about you two, and I know exactly how to deal with naughty engines like you. Unless you do as you're told and get my trucks ready at 8 o'clock sharp tomorrow morning. Is that clear?
Then, without waiting for an answer, the diesel rumbled away. Bill and Ben were unusually quiet that night. The next morning, at exactly 8 o'clock, Bill and Ben arrived at Brendam with their trucks. Creeping into the yard, they found a diesel waiting for them. But who was it?
Excuse me, said Ben nervously. Are you Boco or Kobo?
Don't worry, it's only me, chuckled Boco. Did you see me twin last night?
Sort of, said Bill. Edward was right, he was very strict. And loud, added Ben.
I see. And by any chance, did he sound like this?
Boomed Boco. And then he began to laugh, loud and long. Suddenly the twins understood.
It was you? So your twin doesn't exist after all?
Yes, it was me, said Boco when he'd recovered. I couldn't resist, although driver says there is another diesel like me, and he does work on a heritage line over on the mainland.
but I don't know what he's like. Still, if he does pay a visit one day, we'll find out then, won't we?
Bill and Ben rather hoped that they wouldn't.